Traders, this is Rich with breathingwiththemarkets.com. Today is July 5th, 2025. I hope you're doing well. I am here for traders. If you don't listen to me, that is your choice. For the naysayers and haters, you're not welcome at breathingwiththemarkets.com. I am here for the community. I am not here for myself. And ingest it. Listen to what I have to say and do whatever you think is right for you. Do your own due diligence. And one piece of advice, do not follow the herd. The herd is 95% unprofitable. We have piss poor education, and what I am about to explain to you may help you, and it may not. Read all the disclaimers. But I know one thing, you are living a dream, and it is a fake dream. You must live in reality, traders, because reality is not what you think you are doing each and every day. The markets are fractal. The markets are fake. The algorithms repeat themselves over and over and over again. Big and small, short or tall. Manipulation at its finest. Money does not control the market, traders. Money does not control the market. Manipulation controls the market. Big money does not need a skill in the market. The least amount of money you have, the better skill you need. But there is one fact, is that the market is manipulated, and you and I do not make a difference in that market. You must learn to trade in an objective way. What if I told you, and actually, not what if I told you, the books you read, I have some serious questions about the market and who wrote this algorithm. Why are the books written completely opposite of what we should be doing in the market? And that doesn't mean 99 or 100% of the books, because I don't read books. I don't need to read books. I read the chart. As the guy you see in the photo, that is how you perfect a skill in the market. That is reality. Nobody knows what you're doing on that computer. Only you know. Nobody knows what you see. Only I know what I see. As I try to give back to the community and mentorships one-on-one, I tell them to completely forget everything they learn. That is a pretty bold statement, and I am confident about my statement. I can back up my statement. As I sit here today on a great holiday weekend, the 4th of July, I had someone comment about a stop loss. I understand the frustrations out there. I understand no one wants to lose money. That is a fact. I don't want to lose money. I don't want you to lose money either. A stop loss is overrated. It is a false sense of security, and it is also a false positive in the market. Risk starts before the execution of a trade, not after. Nobody on the internet is telling you that. Nobody on YouTube has explained that. A fear of missing out. They don't understand the market. They may only understand a little piece of that market. Do you want to understand the entire market? Come on over to breathingwiththemarkets.com and I will teach you how to navigate through that market each and every day. It is amazing where a lot of people explain how they're living a dream. We must be able to live in reality. We must be able to accept the loss of our ego. We must put our opinions aside in order for us to learn. We must believe in those who have a skill and not a gambling habit or mentality. Nobody knows what someone is capable of doing unless they're willing to show the entire public, unless they're willing to show others. I have no problems getting into the market and understanding the market instantly when I turn on the chart. One thing we all need to understand is the market is fake. I don't know how else to say it. The shit is fake. Why would you depend on indicators? Why would you depend on the next best thing to help your trading? Why don't you learn how to read the market? And I'm not talking about highs and lows. Why? There's fucking thousands of highs and lows in the market. But the people that keep talking about it don't understand the market. Why can I say that? Because I can see the market. I understand the entire market. That's why I can see the level that they are at. Taking a piece of the pie out of the market is okay and can be beneficial. But when you have traders, gurus, lack of intelligent people trying to teach a gambling mentality, highs and lows, support and resistance, style of trading, you will lose your ass with a high probability. Is that what you want to hear? Because you will. You must have an objective approach to the market. That is a fact. There are people out there, there are great traders out there I see them. I understand what they're doing. But once again, they have a piece in a slice that they continue to trade in the market, and that's okay. I never wanted to know just a little piece of the market. I wanted to understand the entire market, and that's where I am at today. Yes, strategies, edge, they work in the market. Yes, there are people that have been profitable. Yes, that doesn't mean they know the entire market. That means they've been successful at what they did. Most were gambling. Most had other money coming in as their stop loss. They used money coming in as their stop loss, traders, but they have no real strategy and no edge in the market. I don't consider myself having a strategy or edge in the market. I trade the entire market. I go long or I go short without hesitation, knowing exactly where I'm in the market each and every day, each and every minute, each and every second. Top-down analysis. What a joke. Once again, if someone is using that top-down analysis to figure out where they want to be in the market and understand that they have a little piece of the market with their edge, that's okay to become profitable. Again, I don't want a little piece of the pie. I want the whole pie. I want to understand the entire market because leverage is secondary to a skill. A skill is number one in the market. A skill will never fade, will never go away. You may get a little dust on your skill if you walk away for a long period of time, but you will never forget how the market operates on a daily basis. And I'm not talking about a daily candle. A foundation is built from the ground up, not from the top down. There are so many traders wanting to understand, wanting to get this, wanting to call themselves a trader, wanting to be successful at just trading. I feel you. I hear you. I understand your pain. And what's most painful to me is to continue to see gurus, fake gurus, gambling gurus, continuing to ask for your money each and every day as an investment to your future of hell. That is not okay. You must listen, traders. Opinions don't matter in the market. Opinions mean nothing. A fear of missing out, FOMO, is a lack of knowledge in the market, period. Psychology comes from a lack of knowledge in the market. Losing comes from a lack of knowledge in the market. A piss poor hit rate comes from a lack of knowledge in the market. Those who believe you just have to win more than you lose comes from a lack of knowledge in the market. How many times will you see a trader saying, oh, look at my win-loss. I've won more than I lose on a typical trade. I laugh when I see that. It's just the obvious, right? When you take trades and you take 20s of thousands of trades and you have a high hit rate and your average winner is less than your loser, you are profitable. Not only are you profitable, you are seeing big gains. Don't let the mathematics fool you, traders. There are so many variables in the market. Leverage alone will mess up that statistic. Buying and selling throughout the day with thousands and thousands of trades or within a month is going to skew that statistic. That is a fact. Don't hone in on the obvious. Because if trading was so obvious, why wouldn't we have 95% of traders profitable and only 5% or less not profitable? I believe it's a higher rate of losers in the market. I believe about 98% of people can actually trade. I believe there's only about 2%, 1% of traders in the world that can actually trade the market. Maybe even less that can actually trade the market. The hedge funds don't have to know how to trade the market. They just enter on pullbacks and they buy decent stocks. To me, that's not a skill, traders. A true skill is proven through data. How many times have you taken a trade? How many thousands of trades have you taken? What is your hit rate on those trades? And what is the profit and loss on that? Anything else really doesn't matter. Following the herd is a disaster. Following the herd is a disaster. That will not help you. Being in paid discords will not help you. Paying for signals and signal groups will not help you. Paying to watch someone else trade will not help you. Asking someone questions will not help you. Someone else's opinion will not help you. My opinion will not help you. Your opinion will not help yourself. Now we're all equal, right? We were all born equal, but not created equal. Just because you don't have the information doesn't mean it does not exist. Imagine that. Just because your favorite guru on YouTube doesn't understand information doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There are no gods in trading, and the man above can see all. There are people in this world that are very, very smart, and nobody knows. They are quiet. They are in the grind. They focus. But at some point in time, they may help others. Only a chosen few. Those who truly want to trade need to learn the entire market. Not become dependent on indicators. Not become dependent on a signals group. Not become dependent on a Discord social group. All of the discords out there, and I'm not taking away from them, are where you can go and socialize. You will have nothing but opinions on there. It's a fact. They will all tell you support and resistance is the greatest thing in the world. And I laugh. They will all tell you that something else works for someone else. Hearsay. It's bullshit. But nothing can be proven on support and resistance. You cannot prove that. It is not objective. It is subjective. It differs from one trader to the other. Supply and demand is the same way. It differs from one trader to the other. Looking left on a chart, trying to find your way, is backwards, trader. It is simply backwards. Can you trade for the future market? Do you know how to trade for the future market? That is trading, traders. Anyone can go back in history and find a place where they would have gotten into a trade. And they see what happened after the fact. That cannot be proven that they would have taken that trade. Think about what I'm saying, traders. They cannot prove with certainty that they would have taken that trade. You just have to believe someone that you don't even know. You cannot see for yourself. You must believe them, he or she, who is trying to ingest with some fallacy that doesn't exist. Fantasies, wondering what it would be like to wear that fancy watch, wondering what it would be like to drive your favorite car, wondering what it would be like to actually trade the entire market and fuck the materialistic items, knowing that you can trade that entire market each and every day, any time of the week, holiday or not, liquid or not. That is a skill. I have 20s of thousands of hours in the market, and this is not about me. The market and I, we're going at it each and every day, and as much as possible. The market is a motherfucker. It is manipulative. The stock market has the highest manipulation factor. The stock market is manipulated for reasons unknown. It is quite obvious that retail traders cannot trade manipulation. Their stop losses get hit. They lose accounts. The slippage is crazy. The spreads vary. And you have traders go on there and continue to bullshit their way through success by ingesting the public of fantasies as if they reached the highest level possible. Any trader that is listening to this and can truly read the entire market and the algorithm understands what I am talking about. This is not fake. It's not a fantasy. It's reality on how the market moves and why it moves. Where are the highest probabilities of trades in the market? I don't use a stop loss. I'm not a hero for not using a stop loss. I don't claim to be. I know where I'm at in the market. Why do I need to use a stop loss? I am confident with my trades. Typically, the only thing that will pinch me is if I over leverage. That is a fact. It is challenging to increase my leverage. The more leverage you have in the market, the better skill you need. And I'm not talking about gambling, because you have to think differently, traders. Don't be honed in on the money. The money means nothing. The skill is worth more than money. That is a fact. You can start at zero each and every day. Whether you come from Forex, the stock market, into futures, you either know how to fucking trade or you don't know how to trade. You can't keep blaming names. I was a Forex trader. I don't know what's wrong. I'm not profitable. It's pretty fucking simple. You don't know how to trade. I don't trade names. You're supposed to trade the chart and the chart only. Quit listening to people that keep blaming others for their own mishaps. They either know how to trade or they don't know how to trade a chart. It is not a name. It is not a time. It is not a place. It is not volatility. It's not a lack of liquidity. All of that is consistent with how fast you will win or lose your trade. A skill is reading the market. You can only teach a skill. You cannot teach an opinion. You cannot teach a hunch. You cannot teach intuition. You cannot. Your fucking opinion doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. All of the traders' opinions do not matter in the market. The only thing that matters is what we see in front of us, and that is the chart. That chart is going to dictate where we go next. We do not. Money does not. News does not. Hype does not. Wall Street does not. Whether you like it or not, traders. The market, and only the market, the algorithm, and only the algorithm will lead the way. Don't be fooled. Enough bullshit. Think about it. Learn to trade the chart. Learn the gems in the market. What you hear and what you see is bullshit. Don't follow the herd just because it sounds good. Walk alone. Get in a zone. Hone in and practice your skill. I teach the mentees how to practice on a still chart. The more time they put on a still chart, the better they will get. Learn behavior. They are not lost. I am very detailed when I teach. I am very objective and evidence in the market, not my opinion. I repeat, not my opinion. When somebody asks me my opinion, I don't tell them. I don't try to bullshit my way around it. I don't tell them what they want to hear. I explain what they did right or what they did wrong, based on objectivity, based on evidence that shows and supports exactly what I am saying. Each and every time. That's where you want to be in your trading, where you yourself can go back and understand why you lost a trade. Do not listen to the gurus that gamble. You ought to figure out, it is easy to figure out who is gambling and who is not. Whether they look at the market in an objective way and whether they have a skill. Ask them specifically. If you are paying for something, teach me your skill. Do you have a skill in the market? Show me in an objective way. I don't want to hear your fucking word salad. I don't want to hear your fucking opinions. I don't want to hear how long you think you've been fucking trading in the market. I don't want to hear what you made last week by gambling. Why did you get in without your fucking opinions? Why did you get out without your opinion? Don't you know highs and lows are all over the fucking market? Starts at the seconds. Why do you think your fucking 4-hour chart's the best? That's an opinion. That is not a fact. Facts versus opinion. All I need to do is influence one trader to think differently, and I've done my part. There's too much bullshit out there. It is infecting the community. Watch podcasts, watch all these seminars, and they're talking about very basic shit in the market. Very basic shit, where people cannot dispute it, as their opinions are all over the information. Don't call yourself a fucking expert. You weren't deemed an expert by the court. That's a fact. So there are some things to think about, traders. Why or why not? How are you going to become better? What are you going to do to become better at trading? You have to figure out a way not to ingest your opinions. I don't believe in journaling. We are all biased. What are we going to write? Everything that comes to our mind? Why is that right? Think about it. I wish you well. Peace, traders.